You have a 53-seat majority over here, which means you can only lose 3 votes if Democrats remain unified in their opposition to some of Mr. Trump's picks for his cabinet. Do you expect them all to make it through, and if so, how quickly?
I think what I've promised is a fair process for all of them, and we'll ensure that they get a confirmation hearing, an opportunity to make their case, answer the hard questions that inevitably are going to come, and perform the role that the Senate has in terms of advice and consent. But I also believe that the President deserves, I defer to the President, when it comes to his picks, and I would say this of any president, they deserve a lot of latitude. And I think that his picks are going to come through a process where if they get reported out of the committee, come across the floor of the Senate, we'll make sure that they get the vote. And I think that I suspect a lot of them will get through. And we'll see about all of them. Remains to be seen, but I think that's why we have the process, and we will adhere to that process and give all of these nominees an opportunity to make their case.
You've said you have to see if Democrats play ball or not, but you don't need Democrats to get these through. So does that mean you already know some of your Republican senators won't vote to confirm Kash Patel at the FBI or Pete Hegseth at the Pentagon?
We don't have, at this point, I don't think, clarity on that. I think these are nominees who are new enough. They've been going around and conducting their meetings, which I think, frankly, have gone very well, but they still have to make their case in front of the committee. And, we don't know all the information about some of these nominees. I think we know a lot about them. But they deserve a fair process, and that's what we've committed to and promised, and I expect to deliver on. And ultimately, whether or not they get through that process is going to be up to each individual senator and how they decide to vote. We have a 3-vote margin in the Senate, as you point out, but I do think that in most cases, at least, most of our Republican senators are inclined to give the president the people that he wants in these positions. Given the process that they go through and whether or not they can manage the committee process and ensure that they get to the floor for vote.
Does that include FBI background checks? I know often the ranking members get them on armed services, for example, but some of your colleagues, they want to see Pete Hegseth's FBI background check before they vote.
Right, and I think that's going to be determined largely by the committee chairs. I think there will be an interest, obviously. Well, sure. I mean, I think that you want to have as much background as possible that is available to the committees as they make their decisions. But I have a lot of confidence in our committee chairs. One of the things that I've made a focus of, at least my leadership here, is to get the committees functioning again in a way ensuring that the committee chairs and individual members of the committee have an opportunity to make sure their voices are heard in the process and that we take advantage of the talent